The WWE Universe was stunned earlier this year when news broke that Karrion Kross, one of the company's most promising talents, had parted ways with WWE, while speculation ran rampant from creative. Frustrations to contract disputes and exclusive insight from a WWE Hall of Famer sheds light on the real reason behind Kross's departure. According to the Hall of Famer, Karrion Kross's exit was not a sudden reaction to one event, but rather the culmination of several factors that had been brewing for months. Karrion is a phenomenal athlete and a true performer, the Hall of Famer explained. But at the same time, creative direction and timing in WWE weren't aligning with his career ambitions. He wanted to tell his story on his terms, and unfortunately, the company's current structure limited that. Fans will recall Kross's meteoric rise during his initial NXT run. The intense, dark character he portrayed captured audiences and critics alike, earning him multiple championships and a reputation as a must-see performer. However, upon his main roster promotion, things began to change. The character he developed in NXT had a unique intensity that didn't fully translate on Raw and SmackDown. The Hall of Famer noted, there were attempts to modify his presentation, and while those were well-intentioned, it created friction with what Kross envisioned for his persona. The Hall of Famer highlighted that Kross's dedication to his craft is unparalleled. Karrion is not someone who will just settle. He studies every match, every promo, and every detail. When he felt his vision wasn't being realized, it led him to make a very difficult decision. Behind the scenes, sources indicate that Kross had multiple discussions with WWE officials exploring possible compromises. Yet, the creative differences persisted, ultimately leaving both parties to conclude that parting ways was the best course of action. Another factor in Kross's decision appears to be timing. WWE's roster is stacked with talent, and while Kross's abilities are undeniable, finding a consistent position on weekly programming proved challenging. Talent like Kross needs space to breathe and grow, the Hall of Famer explained. When that isn't available, it's understandable for him to seek opportunities elsewhere, where his skills and character can shine without constraint. Industry insiders speculate that Kross's future in wrestling is far from uncertain. His in-ring style, coupled with his compelling character work, makes him a hot commodity in major promotions worldwide. Some even suggest that this move could position him for a creative renaissance in another top-tier wrestling organization, where he can fully explore his persona without limitations. While WWE fans were saddened by the news, the Hall of Famer urges supporters to appreciate Kross's contributions. He left an indelible mark in NXT and briefly on the main roster. His dedication, intensity, and charisma are undeniable. I have no doubt that wherever Kross goes next, he will continue to impress and redefine what it means to be a modern wrestling star. In conclusion, Karrion Kross's departure from WWE wasn't the result of a single incident or disagreement. It was a complex mix of creative differences, timing issues, and Kross's own unwavering commitment to his vision. While his absence leaves a gap in WWE programming, it opens the door for exciting possibilities for Kross in the wider wrestling world. Fans can expect his next chapter to be just as thrilling, if not more, than his time in WWE. As the wrestling world watches Kross's next move, one thing remains clear: a performer of his caliber will not stay away from the spotlight for long. WWE may have lost a rising star, but Karrion Kross's legacy and his potential is far from finished.